And hello, it is John and Kenny again with a update slash whatever stuff to talk about. Now, one thing we were just talking about is what is the legal height to be considered a little person or midget? A little person is
Thought
the
it
correct
was
term.
4'9".
Is it?
Is it 4'9"?
No, I don't think so because I know girls that are like 4 foot and technically they're not little people.
It's a foot lower. It's 3 foot something.
I am not an authority
I don't know
on
who's
little
a midget
people
and what's not
height.
a midget.
or midget or whatever the PC is or whatnot.
Well, anybody to me, anybody that's not 5 foot is a midget to me. But I'm 6'4", or 6'3".
Like you're 6'4"? Yeah. I know you're taller. I mean, I'm not tall. For those of you that actually have ever seen us, I'm not tall. But
yeah,
I'm like I'll give myself a solid 5'8". I might be taller, but no, I'm 5'8". That's it.
only 5'8". That's
yeah,
fine.
I'll give it a solid 5'8".
But yeah,
Whatever,
like 6'3". So if you're like a foot underneath me, you already look like a midget to me. So actual midget is like a baby to me.
Like 5'3". I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe
5'3". You're like at my belly button. And
Maybe
I'm
you're
like,
making anti-midget fans now. They're like, I don't like this drummer.
You don't have to like me.
He's hating on little people.
It's not hating on little people. It's just the fact that when I meet a little person, I might actually just
It's
pick
little.
you up.
That's the correct term, right? Yeah, I think so. I don't know. I was watching. There's a comedian that I watched, and he's a little person. I think that's. I don't know. It's PC stuff. I just do people. I wouldn't even say, hey, it's a little person. Hey, it's that guy.
I heard midget was highly offensive.
Yeah, I think it is. I don't
But
care
dwarf
about
is
offensive
fine.
stuff.
Dwarf is fine.
Okay.
Midget is offensive, and little people is, I don't know, plural version of it. I don't know.
Yeah, we've got no beginning of this podcast at all. We just decided to. I just started to segue into this. It's interesting.
Yeah.
If you can correct us, that'd be fantastic.
I don't know what.
Be like, hey, morons, this is the actual medical whatever. Like that sounds good to me.
That would help me. That would help me. Either way, anybody too short will get picked up like a baby.
Yeah, I don't think they like that either.
No, they definitely
people.
don't like that.
They might stab you or something. Yeah, they'll definitely stab you. Brad Williams, I think is his name. That's me. He's hilarious.
Brad Williams.
I think it's Brad Williams. He's a little person. But anyways, he's a comedian. He's funny.
Clearly, he's a little person. We've been talking about little people. He's a little person.
I know. Some people are just little. Like Ben's little.
Oh, well, Ben
He's
is
tiny.
little, like in width.
He's tiny. Yeah, that's right, Ben. If you don't listen to this, we made fun of you because you're tiny. You're like malnourished, skinny. You need to eat more. Wearing your
It's
goddamn
unhealthy.
fucking beanies
It's unhealthy.
when it's 95 degrees out. You son of a bitch.
He looks unhealthy with clothes on.
Yeah. But anyways, back to what we were talking about. So, update of what we've been doing. So we finished up in the studio, and we're finally finishing some stuff out, mixing and mastering, and we will have a music video for you guys. So if you listen to the last podcast, which you probably didn't, but
which you probably didn't,
you'll get the cool sneak peek of we're gonna have a music video for you guys. Hopefully, soon.
Soonish, soon.
It'll be good. It'll be all violent and shit too.
Yes.
Spoiler alert: someone's gonna die. I don't know who, or everyone, or no one. It's gonna be good stuff.
Or no one.
Yeah, or no one.
Spoiler alert: someone's gonna die. Maybe no one.
Yeah, see, look at that. See, they're like, wait, huh?
What?
But anyways, so we're talking about today when we met up here because I'm hungry. Kenny's hungry. He had a sweet egg McMuffin.
Yeah, I don't even know why I got it. I honestly went to McDonald's for the High C Orange, which I think is now a hoax.
Was it gone or they had it back?
It's been at the McDonald's here where we're at for the past month.
We kind of live near the hood though, so maybe that's why they got it.
Oh, so it's only in select areas.
It might be. Yeah, select. I'm
Check your
throwing
privilege.
quotations.
Check their privilege.
Yeah, only
Privileged
select
people
areas.
don't get
If
High
you have-
C.
If you have colored folks in your areas, you get to have orange stuff. White people don't need that orange drink. We'll give you orange juice.
Right? That could be what it is. It's actually not High C Orange. It's orange drink.
And Sam's not even here to defend white people, so whatever,
Yeah.
Sam.
Poor Sam.
Check your privilege.
Check your privilege. Sam.
Anyways.
You don't even like High C.
But yeah, no, one way I always get the sausage McMuffin, sometimes without the egg, but I take the hash brown and I put the hash brown in the sandwich. That way it's just extra crunch and you get all layers of delicious.
It'd
at
be
one time.
nice if my hash browns weren't always so greasy.
Yeah.
It's so greasy it's almost sticky like glue.
Yeah, that's probably not a good hash brown.
It's probably not healthy.
It sounds like they just defrosted it, put a little oil on it, like here you go.
Here you go.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, this is the crunchiest hash brown ever.
They're not gonna know
It's
the
cold.
difference.
But still greasy? Yeah. It's terrible.
But we digress again. No, what we were talking about today was little technical things. of excuse me, the little fun things that we like to do as musicians, and anyone else that would like to chime in on that, feel free to comment per usual. But no, things like string gauge and preference on guitar and sound and everything like that. When we were at our local guitar store, Guitar Center, not affiliated with them in any way, shape, or form. But no, we were there and we were talking about like sticks and drum heads and like that. And one thing I'm always interested because a lot of times I help Kenny set up his set. That's why like it's good because I know his gear and he knows a good amount of my gear, at least how to set some of it up.
Yeah.
May not know how it works, but even that, like messing with Kenny's drums, like, okay, here's this. So he needs this kind of head. Do you have a finished head? Blah blah blah, stuff like that. But one big thing we always talked about was stick preference.
Yeah.
Like weight and whatnot. I always tell him like, why don't you just use the carbon, blah blah blah, and just wrap it. And I get, yes, your hands will get tore up and like that, but I was like, I know there's a certain preference, just like with me and picks and strings.
Those are great sticks, and that might be like the only pair you might ever need for almost a year or two. But it's just the fact that it's a new material, so it's brand new. Your hands are probably not used to it. It's gonna feel different, and with the genre that we play, how fast I have to play, I'm just gonna build up calluses and tear these hands up trying to play with sticks that are just unfamiliar. That it's nothing against the sticks. It's a different type of material.
I feel like when those break, they're gonna break. There's like no in between.
Yeah.
Working, broken.
Yeah.
So like
it's kind of scared, and like what I mean, carbon fiber sticks would probably shatter almost.
That's the other thing that I didn't.
It's really sharp edges.
I noticed other drummers have that cool little like stick circle thing, stick holder.
Yeah.
Like you don't even wrap you don't have like a stick bag anymore, right? I don't remember when you play live half the time.
I had a stick bag, but our sets aren't long enough for me to go through multiple pairs of sticks. I mean, if a stick breaks while we're playing live, that is just a 1 in a million time, just like it happens in practice.
feel like it's more, you more likely lose a stick.
Yes. If I'm trying to do now, if I was trying to do a whole lot of stick tricks and flipping them up all everywhere, then yes, I would have a stick bag because I'm probably going to lose a lot of those sticks.
Or at least one of those little stick cup holders. I'm surprised you don't have like one or two of those just like randomly throughout, because then that would just save time.
I just keep them. I in the middle of the drum set where the toms are.
Yeah. There's
a little spot where the sticks can sit right underneath there. I don't even put a pair right there. I actually end up putting them on the floor by my foot.
I'm gonna tape them next show, like in a spot you don't notice them. So when you go to pick them up, you're like, "What the fuck?" I'm like, I got you.
It's just gonna ruin
shit about a stick bag, fucker.
Gonna ruin your show.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, he's out playing because I fucked with him. And that's exactly what's gonna be. And it sounds like, I don't know what's going on.
Why you stop playing?
Yeah, why you stop playing?
My name's Sam. I play the bass. But yeah, the same thing with sticks with picks.
Yeah, I only play on one brand. I used to call them Raw Dogs, which was wrong because I couldn't think of the name damn thing because they have like a dog on the front. Starling Dog makes some awesome ones. I just like them.
Sterlings or Starling?
Snarling Dogs.
Snarling.
Like,
okay.
And they're the .73. They're like this red thing, and they got a cool little texture on the.
See, I don't even know what that is. .73.
It's just
a layer
like
of thickness.
Yeah, it's all thickness.
Centimeters?
No, I think it's like
millimeters.
Yeah.
0.73 millimeters.
Yeah, so it's thin. But it's like they're considered mediums. So kind of like you have like your let's say your field snare sticks are like pretty thick and heavy.
For the drummers, like 3A.
Yeah, but it's
power 5As.
Yours are more like
skinnier goes up in number, so like 7A are real skinny, and then you can up the go up a letter or go down a letter, and it's like 2B. Those are really thick, fat sticks, snare sticks. But yeah, I get what you mean.
Because like I play like your jazz sets, like these little tiny thin shits, like for your jazz whatever drummers.
Jazz bands have really skinny.
They don't have any weight, which is weird. And then like the marching band sticks, I don't like because they're too heavy.
Mm-hmm.
But then they're that in between. But no, anyways, the picks that I use, they have like a cool texture. Cause it's the same thing with that. Like, ever since I used a textured pick, I like using that so it doesn't flat on my hand, especially when you start getting sweaty and all that garbage. And I before I tried, they had which I think you can use too. It's just kind of like pine tar, but it was called Gorilla Snot.
Yeah.
And I suggested that one time to some of the other players that we played with, and the downside about that is if you forget you're on your fingers and you lick your fingers, it tastes totally of ass. I went to lick my finger, I'm like, I'm like, what the fuck is that? I'm like, oh yeah, gorilla snot. But man, you could like stick it would not come out of your hands. Like you probably could put like just a little bit on each of your like fingertips, and your sticks would just stay in your hand.
I'm old school. I use spit.
I mean, yeah, that's what I did
Just
before,
between-
just to
just-
clean my fingers
Just
off.
real quick so I can get the grip back on the wood and no homo, but
You gotta get that grip. Experts.
Yeah.
So
lather up the
ladies,
stick a little bit.
if you want to
Deep throat.
play drums, you gotta lather that stick.
You can lather it.
Yeah, we don't care about the sexuals.
Hot.
No. It's about them sticks.
About them sticks.
Well, no, it's the same thing with guitar strings and whatnot. But apparently, the guitar store I go to is not going to carry Cobalts anymore, which I love those by Ernie Ball. I don't know if they're discontinuing them. Apparently, they're switching to those Paradigms, I call them. They're supposed to be unbreakable. I was like, I'll be the judge of that. But yeah, no. Apparently, a lot of players have been playing on those too, and I don't know. I like the Cobalts.
Different between strings. I have no clue.
But I love Ernie Ball. Those are fantastic strings. We're not affiliated with them either, but most of the good musicians play on them. Like they all kinds and stuff like that. But same thing like with your heads.
Coated,
Is
non-coated.
that my dog outside?
Your dog is outside.
I just saw this like creature crawling around. It was my dog.
But yeah, for drummers, 1-ply, 2-ply, or plastic heads, rubber, whatever you play on.
I like the ones you play on now. They're like the black coated ones.
2-ply black coated Remo Emperor heads, and they're just really warm. So clear coat. There's nothing extra to resonate on. So it really gives you like the bare bones of what the actual drum sounds like.
You should do that on the top and bottom of yours, because when you kind of hit because then it goes whoa whoa whoa. I want to hear what that sounds like. Just dong.
I've seen that. I've seen that a lot, but I'm seeing it more with like freelance drummers. They use different drum heads for like each one, and it's kind of cool because of how I have a weird sound. I like my drums to sound like. I could easily see myself doing like clear coat on the first one, black one on the second one, clear coat on the third one, and black on the fourth one, just so it has a a weird thing.
We need to find a way to permanently put reverb on your drums, like 24/7.
Duh.
That's gotta be on the rider. Hey, new mic is drums. Everything has reverb. Everything. Want that 80s feel, but then I want the modern snare of the piccolo, so it hits hard and shit. No, most of the time too. It's just when I tell anyone, we're like, oh, what do you think I should play on, or anything like that, like especially when I'm teaching people and like that, it doesn't. Yeah, I'll suggest things for what you want to play, but it's the same thing with like preference of drums and guitars and whatnot. Like there's so many good companies out there that make fantastic guitars, like Fender and Gibson, but I choose not to play on them at all.
Right.
It's just not me. I'm a huge fan, which if you've seen any of our pictures or the last podcast with the picture with George and whatnot, those are my LTDs. I'm a huge fan of ESP LTD. Like Kenny with Minor Cymbals. I like that he has Minor Cymbals. A lot of the same drummers. That's the good thing, especially with like me and Kenny. I think that helps in any band too, especially when you have two of the members that are very similar in what they like. Be it like like drummers like Chris Adler and then like different guitar players. We have very similar taste in those.
It just so happens that we idolize the same bands listen. Once you listen to those bands, you like their music. You wonder what they play on, and once you figure out what they play on, you almost instantly attracted to that brand because of who they represent. And it just so happens that once I did more digging on the bands that I liked, they were playing on the equipment I was already playing on.
We need more bells. All bells. If you don't know what bells are, when you hear that ding 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 in metal songs and a lot of that, those are the bells. That's the rounded, the dome shaped part of the cymbal.
Dome-shaped.
But they make those without the cymbal part, the outside. This whole kit. Give it the cymbals. Just one show. Ding 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 ding. It's
I
like
could replace them all.
that'd be hilarious. It'd be expensive.
And that's the crazy part. It's a really small cymbal, but to get one that you really would fall in love with costs more than a cymbal set.
Yeah, I think it's crazy.
It's really weird. Like this is a very small bell, and it's like $200 some odd.
It's because they gotta shape it and shit.
For a beginner's one, because they rank them in tiers now.
Most of those cymbals are like one piece, right? They don't. No, it wouldn't make sense to weld them. So they're like one piece, and then they'd have to like bend it and mill it.
One piece of alloy, whether it's brass, I play on brass right now, or pure alloy, lathe, cut, hammered if it's actual cymbal, and shaped, sanded, polished, labeled, and boom, it's out of the door. But with a bell, it's just it's a whole nother
'Cause
process.
I don't think they probably. I've seen them where they definitely like just cast it,
Right.
and then it's almost like it's not like wrought iron. It's not like iron, but not iron. Like it's almost like cast iron.
Yeah.
Like the way some of the thickness of them. I know they're like
Exactly.
brass, but they're definitely not as finished or polished as some of the other symbols.
Yeah. I mean, it's thicker. I mean, I get it, but I don't get it as far as like mass, actual size, like the size of the bell. I'm paying more for this small bell than a whole set of large 16 to 18, 20-inch symbols all the way around. It's crazy.
It's like fucking Legos. We were just talking about that, how expensive they are. There's this bomb ass fucking Millennium Falcon that I want. It's $800.
Yep.
I was like, God damn it. Yeah, it's pretty fucking awesome. It is like it's what a one. I don't know. It'd be like 1/48th, whatever scale, but it's got all the little fucking rooms and shit in it. Where like Luke and
Yeah.
all those Luke and Han playing that.
They even have
freaking-
Legos with like stick tape on the flip side now. Yeah.
Really?
So now you can put Legos on the walls.
Is that for like the special kids?
No.
Oh,
This
no.
is like just like a regular thing.
That would suck. You could like, no. You get It's bad enough like if you leave Legos out as an
You
adult
step on them.
and you step on them, they're just stuck to you. God, that'd
To
piss
run
me off.
into a Lego on your wall, that would suck.
No, but what I'm getting at, in general, is some of the shit that you think would be cheaper as a Lego thing is way more expensive because it's all super detailed, just like any
Exactly.
symbol and stuff like that. You probably don't understand the analogy, neither do I. It just made sense to me. But not you, Kenny, but anyone listening to this. And if you're listening to this, you're like, what the fuck are they talking about right now?
Absolutely nothing.
Yeah, we're just talking about gear right now. This might not be the podcast for you.
Yeah. Gear addict.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's always nice to look at what anyone else is playing on, or some people might just, hear what we're playing on, or people don't give a fuck what we play on anyways. But
They don't like it.
I know most of our bands that we listen to, like Morris Prince of PM and all these other guys, Trivium and whatnot. I forget. Well, like now, was it Kirk Hammond and James Hetfield? They're on. I don't know how you can correct me, but like, why don't you know this Metallica? Because I don't really care about Metallica past like Black Album, but they're on ESPs right now. I don't know what's that fuck Lars Ulrich play on.
Pearl.
Plays on Pearl.
Pearl drum set.
Mm.
And I believe Zildjian cymbals.
Yeah,
Keep
he's
it-
definitely on Zildjian. Because I
Zildjian
saw
sym-
like they had
cymbals.
his set at Guitar Center.
A7 Customs or something like that. What his symbols are called? I don't know.
yeah.
I once I switched, my mind knows basically everything Mino, but everything else it's just sort of blank.
Yeah, no, I mean, and then once I got for now, I've got enough gear now. I don't even care anymore. I don't need anything else. I mean, I would. There's always more shit we can get, but definitely right now is not important. So yeah, we have enough to do everything like that. And by the way, if anyone is still interested, we are looking for a full-time sessionist for another guitar player. It will be a combination of rhythm, lead, rhythm. Well, it's all encompassed in one. But yeah, we're still looking for that there. So if anyone is interested,
And you had to
Message us
play
here.
LTD. No, just kidding.
yeah, you have to play LTD. No, yeah, just play stuff and
Play.
No, I was talking to one dude that we met out in Woodstock, that heavier set gentleman with the beard.
Yeah.
I forgot his name. Yeah, he said he'd be down. And I showed him the stuff that we had, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I could play that, but with the job I'm doing, I don't really have a lot of time." I was like,
Yeah.
Seems like that with a lot of people.
Mm-hmm. Jobs and stuff.
But later, hopefully in the future, I still got to keep with the June Brothers. They plan on getting on the podcast again. They have your ukulele bag still. If you didn't know that, he didn't.
Whenever I whenever I have random time off, like for instance,
they're supposed to come out here.
Oh,
Yeah, they said they'll come
well,
out
if
here.
they're coming out here. If you're listening to this, bring my damn Yuki bag.
Yeah. And then we gotta get Jake back on here since he moved out to. Can we tell him? I don't know. He's no longer in Indiana. He's in a different state.
Yeah, he left me.
Actually, no, we could tell. Yeah, he was out in Nashville, which is like freaking God's country music. We're like, oh, Nashville's country. No, Nashville is God's country for all kinds of music. It doesn't matter if it's metal or jazz or anything like that. Like, it's really nice to be well versed. And I want to say like a lot of the musicians are super well versed. They're actually not super musicians. The best musicians are well versed. They don't just play. All I play is metal, or all I play is
Right.
this. They have some sort of background behind
Yeah,
them.
which is really cool because you can tell, like, you can watch them play the genre that they picked, and they just have more passion and love for that particular genre than when they're playing like anything else. Like Rob Chinelli, he plays in a band called We Are the In Crowd, and that's pop punk. But I took drum lessons for him for metal, and he's clearly capable of playing death metal, but just doesn't suit him. And when he's up there on stage or watching him practice, you can tell like he's just in it on a whole nother level. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, I've always thought about that too. I was like, I wonder if I could find just a band that would be super popular and play with it, but I would just be like the metal side. I always would like come out,
Right.
be it solo or anything like that. Like, oh, sorry, my bad.
Oops.
That kind of thing. And that's the other thing. Like just kind of going with musicians and whatnot. What you pick to focus on, or what you pick you want to do. It's weird because like even with us, which I don't may have covered this sometime, but even being as metal musicians, it's always metal's always like the. It's not always the one if you want to get popular or make money or any of that. That's not what anyone suggests you get into.
Yeah, it's not trending.
But I just
it's definitely not trending.
I love the fan base of metal. I mean, I think that's the whole reason I'm in it. I just like the feel of metal. It's just they're like, well, it's all. I've heard ones without screaming, without all their stuff like that, and it's super enjoyable.
Yeah.
But then ones with screaming. But there's like a different kind of screaming that I enjoy. Like I prefer the more, not melodic screaming, but like the one that's like less obtrusive to your ear, if that's the right word there, or intrusive, or however you want to say it. Like your Lamb of God, or even like Amon Amarth. Like the reason it's not like my most favorite screaming the way that he does it, but it doesn't really. It just sits well within the song. It's not like that screechy.
Yeah. I mean, I like this genre because it has a lot of emotion, a lot more emotion than I felt in some of the other different genres. It pulls from the darker pool of energy, that angry side everybody goes throughout the day, and then sometimes you just feel like screaming. But for me, what really does it is the fact that some of the screamers, I can understand what they're saying. So I'm kind of not into a lot of bands that guttural and pig squeal because I don't know what you're saying.
The sludge metal or whatever like that.
Yeah.
And there's certain bands that I'm okay with, like Cannibal Corpse. I'm okay with that, which is weird.
Yeah.
The way he does his stuff, but like Oceano, and I mean, no hate on them. I think they're a good band. It's just I'm not into that kind of. That's someone could create this, but I'm not really into hardcore either.
They're a band I have a great respect for. They work very, very hard. Had a chance to meet them, and they're great people. I love their music from an instrumental standpoint, but as soon as I hear the vocals, I'm sort of listening to it from a different perspective. Like as soon as he starts screaming, I have transitioned to hearing the other parts of the song. Just what my ear is tuned into, because I can't articulate what he's saying. If I knew what he was saying, I might be able to relate to it more. But I can relate to the drums and the guitar and everything like that. Quicker. I'll put it like that. Quicker than I can trying to figure out what he just said to me over the last 30 seconds.
Yeah, right now too. Like even with that, I'm trying to figure out. I mean, granted, I'm not. I'm not paid to do that either. But like, they're trying to figure out like what's trending now. Like, what was the direction of other stuff like that. Like, I know like when metalcore was around, the metalcore switched to like that. I don't know. It's like it's too atypical now. Like here's the verse, here comes the chorus. It's gonna be a screamed verse and then like whatever chorus and like I don't know. Maybe it's just the further you go to write and everything. Maybe we're looking, or I'm at least maybe I'm looking for more within a song or more substance. But I really wish metal would go a little bit away from. The clean, like I don't know, there's like that fine line. Like I like the way Trivium does it, like with their clean singing.
Yeah,
it's not like bitchy sounding. It's not even like the ones that are on like Warped Tour and Vans. They're like some of them are like really heavy, but then they get into their chorus and they're like, and it like that just ruins the song for me because I know it's coming,
right?
Because I know exactly how the genre is. Kind of like. If you like Bring Me the Horizon, like as soon as I hear when they start their, I don't know that one song. It's like, nah, you already know exactly how they're gonna sound,
right?
Because like that's every other like band that's out there. No hate on Bring Me the Horizon either. I think they're well put together. I don't know the people. I don't know if they love the fans. I don't know really much about them. But when I listen to someone like that, or Motionless in White, or anything like that, which that's a whole nother thing like that.
Yeah.
But I mean. I've never really. I like what they do because it's cool. Because when the whole the wave started with Memphis Mayfire, I was like, okay, it's cool, it's something different.
Yeah.
But then every band after that, even now, like even the modern, was it the more tech genty stuff, like Upon a Burning Body, and we've talked about them before, Upon a Burning Body, like Fit for an Autopsy, and all those bands like that. Like, I get what they're doing, but like sometimes we've talked about before, I can't differentiate some of them, and like
Yeah.
that's the problem I'm running into.
I
Maybe just as a listener, we can say whatever.
My thing with that whole thing is, I mean, I touched on it earlier. It's like the energies of music, and it could be because I grew up where metal always came from this darker side. So, with the more modern style of metal, even though all the elements are correct, it still has a different feel. So even though you're playing, double bass, heavy guitar, it's down tuned, somehow you manage to generate this flip side of like a wave of positive energy. And it worked. It worked for the demographic because for a while you didn't have a lot of girls in metal. It just metal period. No, you don't have to go into grunge and death metal, melodic metal, whatever it was. It just wasn't a lot of females. So the first thing was, well, they don't understand what you're saying. So it was very easy to sing over it. But then I remember probably about between like 10 and 14 where the next problem was, well,
like 2010, 2014.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I like the singing, but it's too heavy. So you really saw a big part of the genre cater to females, and that's like our end product right now, is females being able to hear distorted guitars, heavy bass, and heavy double bass work, and still sort of have that energy where they can bop and be like, "Yeah, I like this," when that was never a thing more than a decade ago.
Yeah, and even that too, like. Yeah, our genre sucks for that sometimes. I mean, there is females out there and whatnot, but they're usually like a hardcore fan, or they do they've already been into it before. And I don't know, it kind of goes with that too. Like, I've listened to different interviews of different bands that have actually like done it, made it really well, and it seems like the underlying or the whole synopsis or the whole conclusion of everything, it seems like the bands that write for themselves what they want to hear, they're pretty successul, and not all the time, because I know bands that they want to write the way they want to write. So I mean, I guess it could be like we've heard many terrible bands that are really into their music that they're not well put together, or like I can't tell what they're doing, and some of them that really like their stuff are actually really really good, and without something from like a conceited standpoint or narcissistic kind of feeling. I was like, you can like or hate our music, but at the end of the day, even if I or Kenny or someone else or whoever it is views your music as, I don't like it, as long as you're doing what you're liking, I think that's the whole point. I mean, for us, it may not be, or even for anyone else that with the music, or they could say this, just being a dick about this. At the end of the day, though, you have to look at it. If you want to market it somehow, though, you gotta look at it not only as
right.
You want it. You gotta look at it as, how can I sell this?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Where you sort of saw the genre cater to females like that, because it just standard marketing rules. Girls gonna be there, guys are gonna be there. If you can have a way where metal can be a multi-billion-dollar industry just by singing a little bit and playing more major chords instead of minor and dissonant chords, then you do it.
It's so shitty that you can do so much better if you cater towards females more as a band.
Yeah, I mean,
not that there's anything wrong with that, but it sucks.
Yeah.
Cause like,
it's just
do we know? I don't know how to write like that. I mean, I could. I just don't. Lyrically, it just feels uncomfortable. Yeah. And even writing is uncomfortable.
That's what it is. I mean, and that's the thing.
It doesn't feel real.
You don't meet a lot of girls that are into that.
Yeah.
And you could say that from your own personal lives or anybody. Just you don't meet a lot of girls that are.
Or if you do, they already have a boyfriend. I'm like, God damn it, you should murder your boyfriend. But
right, and they would think that, yeah, that's
not that we're here to. Yeah, if you get into music to try to meet girls and stuff like that, don't go into metal.
No,
we just enjoy playing this. Yeah, I don't. No.
But the reason, I'll agree with what you're saying. I mean, at the end of the day, as long as you're doing what you love doing, I'm never gonna hate your music.
Just don't be disingenuous what you're trying to fucking do.
That is where all the real musicians that put in the time and the work and the effort to be great at what they do can sniff your bullshit right from the get-go. If you're here for the money and the chicks and you don't have your passion in it and you're just doing this to be a part of a trend, we can sniff that out real quick.
Yeah, a lot of your fans or anything like that, they know when you're just trying to bullshit and if you're not genuine. Even we've talked about this on way early podcasts before, which the whole fucking we've met people that are on the fucking top of the wave. Or even when we met Butcher Babies, fucking cool as hell. But then we met other people that I can't even remember their fucking names. Total fucking assholes.
Yeah.
They're not even that big. I never heard of them like, oh, we're a touring band. I don't give a fuck. We've met higher end people that are super humble on major labels that are making way more money and on major tours. Playing to 40, 50,000 people at a festival. As opposed to what? You're going to all these local shows? Yeah. That's I like playing the bar shows and local shows, but don't act like you're all fucking high and mighty.
Yeah.
I hate that so much. Even as a fan, when you go to a show, like, oh yeah, whatever like that. I was like, I get what you're doing. I mean, granted, I respect the work that you put in to get where you're at. However, you're still a person. You still can fall and die. You still can whatever like that. There's no one above anyone else unless you're like Metallica or something like that. You can just say whatever the fuck you want, like whatever. Metallica.
Right.
But
if you're not a legend, shut the hell up.
Yeah. I mean, there's legends that are beyond humble and respectful.
Yeah. And that's what I mean. They like what they do. They love what they do, and it's a great addiction for them. Every single day they get to play, make, or come across somebody that enjoys not just their music but enjoys music. Period. And then there's this flip side of the coin where they're just in music to be there and to sort of soak up the limelight. And even from fans, even from random people that are just mentioning you for the first time, it comes off in all those small things. If you're up there sound checking, you're like, hey, I thought I said I wanted something in my monitor. Your people are sitting right there watching you. You're like, man, he sounds like a dick. And then you want to sell them something?
Yeah.
I don't know. Just
your show better be fucking really good.
I think of all the small things like that. I mean, if you're gonna be a dick to the other bands off stage, you're only gonna come off as a dick on stage.
Yeah, we met
you're still gonna do
people that are like that, and I'm like, what are you doing? Why are you like this? I was like, yeah, I've never met you, and nor do I know who you are, or some of these people might not even know who the fuck you are. Period.
Right.
I mean,
you're gonna get up there and be a douche before you start
around
playing.
our area. I mean, we developed enough name, locally. They know us that we try to be respectful and humble like that, and they know we like to drink, so people are always giving us drinks. But like outside of that, yeah, it's just good to make a good repertoire or rapport or whatever you want. Yeah, rapport, that's what I'm looking for. Good rapport with everyone you're working with. I mean, one of our main promoters, she just messaged me out of nowhere. I mean, she's dealing with other bands, which we need to go to some of their shows. I guess one of the last shows I was looking, which told us support your scene shit. Well, yeah, one of the last shows I looked at, I don't know if anyone was even there. Or like the bands that were supposed to be there looked like there was. I was like, fuck you. I was like, man, I wish I could have went to that.
Yeah, I'm not too sure.
But yeah.
But that's work. Lovely, lovely work.
Yeah.
Work all day, sleep, go back to work.
Yeah. I wish we could do that. Yeah. Little by little, try to work on do this so you can get paid to do this shit over and over again. But yeah, that's what I respect any other band that's trying to do that. I was like, just stick in there. And we're trying to stick in there to see what happens. But yeah, once again, man, I mean, we'll wrap this up because I'm fucking hungry. But yeah, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, official TITE. That's official TITE. Time is Enemy. Also on Facebook, www.facebook.com/timeenemy. And as always, thank you for listening.